Hello YouTube, this is Largo64. It's been a little while since I've done a video because my computer's been acting up, and it may again, so I hope I get this finished before it crashes on me again. I'm going to be doing a bunch of just some brief comments about other comments made to me in various videos on various topics. Some arguments that I thought were pretty good, and I wanted to put them all together in this context. I'll start out in most cases by reading what has been said to me by some YouTuber, somebody who had a question or a comment to me, and then that will be in white lettering. And then my own answer will be in yellow, and I'm going to voice over all of these, so it'll be my voice for both sides. This usually works better than my doing just a rambling speech, because I do tend to carry on too long. I already have on this little bit. So here we go. The New Testament makes pretty clear that Jesus is divine and that he had a father who is too. If you count them as separately, then it's polytheistic. If you count them together, then monotheistic. Does it really matter which label applies? Of course it matters to them. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are the three great monotheistic religions. Ask one of their believers if it matters. The Christians, however, insist that their three gods are really only one, who can be everywhere at once, but needed to become mortal while immortal, and die, though death to an immortal being is impossible by definition. Then, though dead, it resurrected itself. The mind boggles. Reminds me of when I was at a Catholic school from 5. We had to go to church every day, and I remember the priest telling us about hell. You will burn there forever in everlasting fire. I tell you, it scared the life out of me. However, it started me thinking, if God was good, why would he allow this unless he was not good? Or what if my opinion of good was incorrect and good was God's wish, regardless of whether or not it caused pain? So to me, pain could be good. The danger in thinking pain might be good is that one might be less reluctant to inflict it. Would you like to explain to me about things while we cuddle in bed? You are so sweet and sexy, Grandpa. Only if you're a woman and live within 10 miles of me, Northern California. I'm not gay, and gas is too expensive. Of course, if you're fabulously wealthy, I might reconsider both of those objections. Homosexual sex is disordered since it does not affect procreation. Christianity does not persecute the sinner, only the sin. If homosexual sex is disordered because it doesn't promote procreation, that's one word, by the way, then celibacy is at least as disordered as homosexuality. There are no people on earth more obsessed with sex than those who deny their sexuality, and there are no people on earth less qualified to lay down rules for sex than those same celibate deviants. Hey Largo, question. In the Bible, I was told today that it read that Noah bedded or had sexual relations with his son or 3 boys. Is this true? I have never read the Bible or anything, so Whoever told you that was an idiot. Genesis 6 says Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Begat, not bedded. Begat means he fathered them or sired them, if that word makes more sense to you. In other simpler words, for your really simple friend, Noah had 3 sons. The story of Noah begins in Genesis 6. It won't take too long for you to read. Then you can help your uneducated friend to remove his head from his ass. On context. Matthew 18:19 and 20. Again I say unto you that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven. For where two or more or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Matthew 21, verse 22. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. The YouTuber to whom this was addressed immediately said that this was taken out of context. Your out-of-context argument is bogus. If I say in the context of a speech that I left my house one morning through its blue front door, you would be justified in saying later that my house had a blue front door. That was a statement of fact, and it was in no way mitigated by the context in which it was stated. The same is true of the quotes I used regarding prayer. They stand alone as statements of fact according to the alleged Jesus. Or was the statement truthful only in this context and lying otherwise? The Bible wasn't written by one author at one time. Your idea of context makes no more sense than taking an anthology of short stories by different authors and then saying you can't understand the writing of any one without understanding the writing of all in some sort of context. On changing nature. When I said we can't change nature, I meant exactly that. We cannot change the basic laws of nature. Gravity exists, but we fly. Yes, we manipulate even the genetic structure of some plants when hybridizing seems too slow. But manipulation, using the natural forces of nature, is not changing nature. Changing nature would be commanding the sun to stop in the sky so a general could kill more people. I don't believe that happened, but it does illustrate the point. Such things as the atomic bomb also did not change nature. That was the result of understanding certain facts of nature and using them in a way not thought of before. Someone from the Dark Ages would observe any modern city and think they were seeing miracles everywhere. But not one of the things that some advertisers like to call miracles of science is in any way miraculous. It's just the result of understanding how nature works and manipulating it to work for rather than against us. On religion and strife. I wouldn't say that I have a spiritual view. I think that if people everywhere could shed their religions and look around them and realize that the future of all depends on unity and cooperation, the world could be happy, healthy, and free of war. But trying to break down religious dogma and the hate it generates is like spitting into the wind. A few of us keep trying, but without much hope. As long as there are great religions that disagree and factions within them, there will always be strife. The problem of good and evil. Evil may very well win on earth. I'm not happy with that, but resigned. I can only do my best not to be evil myself. That's all anyone can do. Experience and years will tell you that evil is probably stronger than good. If you want to know where evil comes from, at least from a biblical perspective, read Isaiah 45:7. Asking the creator of evil to protect you from it is like paying extortion to a gangster. Do you see why he creates evil, though? Why would you be pre-programmed with the knowledge of good and evil? If there was only good, we would all be the same, devoid of personality and character. Evil brings about a challenge. Some will rise up to the challenge, others will run away. God wants a relationship with us, but in order for that to happen, we need to build character and personality. I read 45:7 just now. So God created evil for our own good and a tempter as well? First, I don't believe any God created evil. I said that was the biblical perspective. It certainly isn't mine. I do believe that relative to human minds, there are things that are intrinsically positive, good, if you will, and negative, the converse of good, evil. These forces exist mostly in the human mind, as animals of lower orders of awareness have no sense of good or evil. Even humans living individually as hermits would have no sense of good or evil. I think those are social constructs developed from the necessity to cooperate with each other for survival. If each of us lived entirely alone, we could literally do no wrong. Right and wrong, good and evil, are relative to human needs and to one human's relationship with others. No God fed anybody this knowledge in a fantastic garden. On the mystery of crop circles. It's funny that 1990, the year when the geometric crop circles started showing up in newspapers and magazines, is also the year that Photoshop was released to Apple Computer. You can draw your own conclusions. Handling a bigoted idiot. Many atheists mask their homosexuality by stiffening their wrists and adopting baritone voices. Someone marked your comment as spam. I unmarked it. Your comment is not spam, but it is offensive, outrageous, and more than anything else, stupid. If you really believe what you wrote, you are simply too stupid even to be angry with. You possess an order of intelligence below that of the apes. One wonders how you could have typed such stereotypical drivel. You should talk with Ted Haggard. I'm guessing you and he have more in common than bigotry. On holy books. The arcane nature of holy books has a single purpose. That is, to provide a source of power to the priestly class that interprets them. If any God actually existed, his, her, its relationship with humans, if it wanted one, would be direct and individual. There would be no need for a priesthood. On why Richard Dawson refused to debate Kent Hovind. Richard Dawson debating Hovind? Was that before or after he finished emceeing Family Feud? If you meant Richard Dawkins, of course Dawkins refused to debate him. Dawkins debating Kent Hovind on biology would be like a giant debating a midget on being tall. On being absolutely truthful. Does even the smallest white lie make you a liar? If your wife asks you, "Does this dress make me look fat?" and it does, I think it's a harmless fib to say, "Why, no, darling. Every man at the party will be looking at you and wanting to kill me." Of course, you could be completely honest and say, "Nah, the dress is fine. Your ass makes you look fat. Please tell us now where to send your remains." I know, that last one was not original. I would attribute it if I knew which of any one of a dozen comics that could be attributed to. I'll leave that for you to figure out. I just added it because I thought it would be fun. Anyway, I would like comments if you have any, and hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.